Hello, everybody. Listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. Boy 2K Suave. I'm here with my boy A-Rod. And when we started this show back in December of 2020, we were depressed as fans of our sports teams, fair weather teams. But look at my boy with the Knicks in the background. I got Devontae Smith like I've been preaching for since December. The Jets, I think they had a pretty good draft. The Sixers are in first place in the East. I mean, we're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, with sports, there's always a change of the guard with management, ownership, players, coaching, all of that. It's all going to change down the road. But I'm just not one of those people that goes balls to the wall with my team every year that we're winning the championship. I'm on the wait and see approach all the time. So
Of course,
the
as it
Knicks,
should be.
I've been saying for the longest, man, the Knicks, they disappoint me every year. And all I've said is just make the playoffs. And looks like we're making the playoffs, man. It was our first winning season. And I'm really happy with it. And we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into that today. So today's topic's on episode 20, by the way. Episode 20.
Oh, it's the big 2-0. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. The big Allen Houston.
It is the big A Houston. I like that. We're going to break down the draft. We're going to talk about our mock drafts and compare them really quick to see who had the most right picks, all of that. We'll give a breakdown of, who were winners and losers on the draft and assess like 2 early predictions of next season. We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers since he wants out of Green Bay, possible suitors.
Crazy.
Can the relationship be fixed? And is assessing the way he wants the Packers to handle the GM situation kind of selfish in a way. We'll jump into NBA talk. Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry putting on a show. We'll talk about the guys behind me, the new face of Slam, with their impressive running.
Orange Julius and the Canadian Tasmanian Devil.
Man, whatever, man. The Canadian Wonder. We'll talk about them, give them a little bit of props, and then we'll give some predictions of the last 2 weeks of basketball that are going on. And then for our fun segment at the very end, we're going to talk about top 10 players that have never won the ship. Like great players, but couldn't close down at the end to get a ring.
Correct. I'm ready for that.
All right. So first we'll break down the draft. And I'm going to pull up the numbers now on my phone. KK and I put out a mock draft. I think they were pretty legit. They looked pretty good. We got a lot of things right in it. So as far as picks in order, like every pick falling in order compared to our mock draft, we both got 4 right.
Hey,
4,
we're not experts, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we have, we did all right.
even the experts didn't do very well in the draft.
So prior to this, I personally hate mock drafts because they're never right. So the reason why, people were making fun of my mock drafts, I didn't really put too much energy into it. I was just trying to have fun. So, I expected to get at least 4 right in a row. I mean,
4 is good.
I got the first 4 picks in order, by the way.
You did. Give him a hats off to that, man. Give him a.
And then it was all a nightmare after that.
As far as players going to the right team picks, you had 5. I had 8.
Okay.
And then overall players selected in the first round that we chose in our drafts, you had 24. I had 28.
Okay.
So
what are you trying to say?
I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I'm just saying the numbers don't lie. But no, not even that. We're not draft heads. We're nothing like that. It's all speculation. And you said it best on the last show. There's always going to be some crazy thing that happens. Like I didn't think the Jets were going to trade up and take Vera Tucker. I had no idea that would happen. But
I didn't know the Cowboys would actually do us a solid and trade with us. I mean, you don't expect that to ever happen. Shout out to Jerry Jones today. Officially, that's my 3rd favorite team in the NFC East now. Shout out to Jerry Jones.
Yeah, man, it's always crazy on draft night on the moves that can happen and the players that are coveted and needed. For the longest, we were saying the best DB in the draft was Surtain, and then J.C. Horn, who I was hearing rumblings like the last couple of weeks was going to jump him, did that with Carolina. Carolina saw it. They liked it. I don't know about that head coach over there. I think he's very shaky. He just does some questionable things, and he pulled the move. And then the Broncos said we couldn't pass up on having, dad's kid not playing here in Denver, so we're going to go get him.
I still think Surtain is the best corner in the draft. I mean, I don't that didn't no matter where he was drafted, that didn't change for me.
Oh yeah,
So
I don't I 100% agree with that too. Just like the wide receiver, I still think Devontae Freeman is going to make the most impact.
Freeman,
I mean Devontae Freeman, Devontae Smith is going to make the most impact on his team compared to the other ones. But we did get to see something that was kind of cool in a way. And usually teams don't pander to the quarterback at all. But this year we got to see two young quarterbacks maybe throw in, that open door policy where you can stick your head and be like, maybe you should go get Chase.
go get my boy from college, please.
But yeah, exactly. Go get my boy Waddle. We have a rapport together. So that was kind of cool seeing that. Did they
and I mean technically Etienne with Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
You get to build that rapport of 4 years or 3 years at a program, 2 years at a program, and then carry it on to the pros. You rarely get to see that happen. But
and if you think about it, Devontae Smith played with Jalen Hurts.
mm-hmm.
He got blocked by Landon Dickerson, our second round pick. So we just bring the tide on over to Philly, and a lot of teams are just like, look, bring the college team. And obviously, it worked in college, so that's the thing. That's a good winning formula to me.
No, I agree. I think if you just draft any Alabama player, no matter where they're at,
roll tide.
Exactly. So let's break it down. Who out of all the teams that drafted had the best draft, do you think?
The best off seasons so far. So I'm including draft and free agency. The Bucks won free agency and did a pretty good in the draft, but the Cleveland Browns are by far, to me, they had the absolute best possible draft you can have. Their defense is stout. They've got some more weapons on offense, and Odell Beckham Jr. is coming back. I mean, to me, it's just from an overall perspective, and they hit on the picks that they were supposed to hit on. I did tell you in the last show, the Ravens and the Browns are the two teams I always expect to draft pretty well. The Ravens did pretty well. The Giants was another team that impressed me as well. But so I'll say the Giants.
Really?
I was actually impressed with the Giants. They got Ojulari.
I like that pick, but as far as first round to get Coney,
they didn't need Tony, but Tony's one of those guys that with the right system, he can pop quickly. I mean, Percy Harvin, when he got to the NFL, he popped quickly. And Urban Meyer was crying that he couldn't get Kadarius Toney. And I think they might know something that we don't. So I think they did a pretty good job with just those, picks right there. The trades that they made, they accumulated a lot of picks. They got another first round and a third round next year as well. So when you think of it from more than just the actual player, just kind of everything that they accumulated from the draft and the offseason to build around the team that they built from free agency. I did like what the Giants did. I liked what the Browns did. And then, those two, I would say the Browns first, maybe the Giants like second or third. Ravens are probably in there as well.
Okay. I think my biggest winner of the whole draft has to be Bill. Bill's the winner, not the Patriots, just Bill. Bill went out in the first round, and
so you thought Mac Jones was a good pick
for the Bill system. It is tall. He even walks like Tom Brady. He even looks like Tom Brady with his shirt off, man. It fits the Tom Brady mold, and he's a coachable guy. That's what I like about Mac Jones. The talent is there. It's just like we said it before. He's totally blessed on the team he was with, so it's going to be whatever.
So first of all, I don't think we expect him to start year one, right?
I wouldn't imagine so, no.
So I think it's a good pick if Josh McDaniels can get everything and more out of him to be that perfect, Josh McDaniels. Like he needs to just watch Tom Brady's tape for the last 22 years, all next season. Let Cam take that team to probably 10 because of 17 games, 9-8, 10-7. 10-7 will probably get you a 6 or 7 seed in the AFC this year. So just watch that happen and then let Mac Jones take off after that. So it could be a good pick if, McDaniels can get what he needs to get out of it. And I think that pick kind of solidifies that McDaniels is going to be a Patriot for life as a coach. So he's all that Indy stuff and the Denver mishap and all the other stuff. I think he's set in stone to be the next heir for sure. Because now I think they have a quarterback that he can grow old with pretty much.
I agree. I think they did as far as I'm looking at the draft. If you want to put off season into it too, Bill threw money
Oh
in the
yeah,
off season,
he threw money. Yeah,
and he went and got the things that he needed. But drafting a quarterback, Trask in the first round, or I mean, I'm sorry, Trask,
second.
the Bucks. I'm
That was the
thinking
Bucks. Yeah,
Mac. I'm thinking Mac. I'm looking at things on my.
yeah.
Mac Jones in the first was really good. He fits the mold to be like a typical quarterback that the Patriots would have. They're a drop back team, protect the pocket, throw it, and they're getting him some weapons outside, which would be good. I think Bill did right. Then he got Barnmore in the second round, which
That was such a Bill pick.
Bill loves him disgruntled. Even the third round guy, the other defensive end he got, he was like a disgruntled guy as well. So it fits the Patriots mold because Bill doesn't put up with that shit. He sees the talent, he sees everything you bring to the game, and he knows it can fit his mold. And then he tells you straight up, if you want to win, this is how we do it. If I catch you, you're done. And I think it strikes the. It's like that Ice Cube look that he gives people.
Yeah.
That
I'm
like
about to break your face. Look.
like the look your mom used to give you, and like
You ever seen that movie where he was like the teachers are getting into a fight or something like that?
he did the look.
He kept giving that dude the look the whole movie. I'm like, Ice Cube, he's about that. I'm about to kill you.
I say they were the biggest winners, and then I'm gonna agree with you on the Cleveland Browns too.
Mhm.
Cleveland Browns, they got the guy they got in the second round is definitely a steal of a pick. Like, there's no reason he should have won. I think they were hearing stuff about a back issue. That was why he slipped.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, his back.
JOK, as like
yeah. Bro, that dude, I was telling you on Friday. I was like that. I mean, if we find it, I mean, I'm happy that we got an offensive lineman because our offensive line needs help. But if we could have got Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa, that would have been because our linebackers need help. And this dude, he flashes. You want somebody that flashes on the screen. I think Joe, he definitely flashes. And to get him late, that's a beautiful pick.
I agree. I think they won. As far as losers of the draft, who do you see as
losers? Really quick, because I know we have like an East Coast bias living here in the East Coast, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I was looking at the West, and like the Chargers and the Raiders, they didn't do too bad either. I think they did a pretty good job with their drafting. The Chargers got Rashawn Slater. We all know they needed an offensive lineman. I had him picking Elijah, your boy Tucker, but Rashawn Slater to me is the better of the two anyway. So that's a good pick. They got Asante Samuel Jr. I had them picking J.C. Horn, but they got the son of an NFL, like, I want to say a legend, but an All-Pro in Asante Samuel, and I think that's going to bode well for them. So I think those two picks were good. And then as far as in Oakland, Las Vegas, sorry, Leatherwood, great offensive lineman. I know you were high on Leatherwood.
I picked that one.
He's another Alabama guy. They got Trevon Moehrig in the second round. I had him going in the first, and they got him in the second round. So I think those. What's up?
He's the best safety in the draft.
I think he won. I think he won an award too back in 2020.
No safeties went first round.
Yeah, so I think those two in the West Coast, sneakily had a pretty good draft as well. But we have an East Coast bias, so we don't pay attention to those teams.
I mean, I do too. I mean, I'm just looking at it like when you throw out the thing as off season as well. I'm going by what the off season.
Well, you know who could win this whole off season? The Denver Broncos, if they get Aaron Rodgers.
If they do, it'd be something. Let's say that to the next part.
Yeah.
Let's say that. So looking at the draft, let's not go with off season. Let's just look at the draft in total.
Yeah.
Who didn't have a draft that stood out to you the most?
Who didn't have a draft for me that stood out the most? So, I think, all right, so the Texans, they're going through a lot, right? Mm-hmm. A full rebuild kind of thing. They don't know what's up with their quarterback. They didn't have many picks in the draft, because they traded all their picks. Their front office is a mess. Everything about the Houston Texans are a mess. So the first pick that they take is in the third round is that quarterback from Stanford. He's okay, but if he's going to be a starting quarterback because we don't even know who the starting quarterback is going to be in September of 2021. If he's your starting quarterback, they're picking first overall next year if they have that pick. Nico Collins from Michigan, I'm go blue all the time. Nico is okay. He doesn't flash. He's decent, but we have better receivers than me. Brevin Jordan the fifth is a good pick, but to me, he's raw talent. So overall, the Texans to me were a clear loser because their front office screwed up trading all their stuff to Miami and whomever else. Deshaun didn't want to be there no more, and now he's going through stuff. J.J. Watt's gone. They lost their Will Fuller. Um, it's not looking good
Yeah,
in Houston.
it's not. I mean, granted, their first pick was in the third round, right?
That's
So
on them. And because remember I said you include the free agency, the whole off season. As of right now, they're to me clearly an 0-16 team right now. As presently constructed, with the uncertainty at quarterback, they're an 0-17 team right now. So I think they completely shat the whole bed with this whole offseason so far.
well, I'm just going by draft once again on this one. The Saints with the Peyton Turner pick, it was kind of like weird, and I thought they could have got another better player in the second round from what their other guy was that they got. And then I guess this would be kind of a good bridge to the next segment after this, but we won't do that. Green Bay had a very questionable draft.
So,
but like this is what I was going to get at. They took Stokes with their first pick, and Tyson Campbell was graded way better than he was. It was like a top 10 at least DB, and they went with the other guy instead. Yeah. And Jacksonville had a pretty good draft if you even think about it too.
They got Jacksonville had an excellent draft as well. So yeah. that was going to be my sleeper other one that I like too.
Even the Jets too, man. Like I like to rag on them, but they had a pretty solid draft. I'll give them that. I was happy.
Now, but really quickly though, the teams that you mentioned were the Saints and the Packers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? Well, it's hard to say with the Saints, and it was hard to say with Green Bay because there's both uncertainties at quarterback. But let's say Drew Brees was still in New Orleans and Aaron Rodgers is still going to be in Green Bay. Those teams are already made. They're already ready to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. The Packers were Aaron Rodgers running into the end zone on that third down to beating Tom Brady. And then the Saints, Drew Brees, his arm was broken and he threw bad interceptions. But the Saints and the Packers, with the good quarterback play, are right there. They don't really need anything. So when you don't really need much, it's like the draft is like, okay, well, we don't really need this position, so we're going to draft this guy. And, it's harder. It's harder with good teams. I always like to look at bad teams to see who's going to get even worse or who might improve a little bit.
I look at his insurance policies too, because you never know what could happen to somebody on the field. Like, God forbid something happens to what's the homeboy from New Orleans with the
Kamara?
No, defensive end. He would knock out Kyle Pitts.
Oh my God, Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, Cam Jordan. Not Cam Jordan, is it?
It's Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, Cam Jordan. You're right. Yeah. Cam Jordan. Something happened to him. You want to have a guy that's going to be able to fit the mold and plug in there. Now, word was they weren't high on Davenport, and this is what I don't get about teams. Like, if you draft a guy and he's only like been in the league a year or two with you, you got to give him time to progress. This out the gates type stuff is for the birds. Like, if you're expecting all this potential right out the gates when you've got stars on the line, stars on this receiving core, and you take it's like if they drafted a receiver and they expected him to leapfrog Michael Thomas. Like, that's like obviously
not Oh, now you're not good enough because you didn't leapfrog Michael Thomas.
Exactly. Like we're looking at another receiver.
We're gonna look at another direction.
You got to give this kid time to develop. But that was why they drafted this kid from Houston who I didn't have him on my first round mock. You didn't have him on your first round mock. I didn't even know he would be a day 2 guy, but apparently they saw something in him. He fit the scheme. He played with Ed Oliver. They had good chemistry together. They were both wreaking havoc. I remember them both wreaking havoc on USF, and it worked. Yeah. So that fits the mold. And we all know that the Packers needed DB. Why don't you go get a solid DB that's out there that grades well and all that? Instead, they went for speed, which I understand. He's definitely much faster than the other guy, but that guy King, he did get burned a lot. So he got
burnt a lot. They got to get somebody who's speedy. It's weird. I do this with Madden sometimes when we do like little Madden drafts. I'm like, look, I have like a good overall rated corner, but his speed is slow. So let me not get burnt and hope that his skills kick in at the end of the play. Because at the end of the day, if you get burnt, you get burnt, no matter how good of a corner you are. Because it's harder to play in this NFL with your hands because
Yeah.
they're gonna call everything. You know what I mean? So if you got somebody who can just at least keep up stride for stride, speed sometimes is gonna be the safer pick nowadays.
Well, I think you also got to switch your body too. Like your body's going
Of course.
opposite way, and then you have to
Yeah.
switch. So there's going to take some momentum
It's
there.
a, yeah.
I get it, but my bet would have been like to be a corner. The way I see, if you're a DB, you're just a failed wide receiver in my books.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
catch the ball. So if you can keep up with these guys, and there is no slow DB except for King. King's the only slow DB that I know of. But other than that, there's no slow DB, and they're going to keep up with you. So I would have my heart would have gone with the better skill set player than just speed, because you can't speed is there. You really can't teach. You can't teach somebody to be faster, in my opinion. Like they can keep running and running and running, but they're never going to run 30 miles per hour. That's physically impossible.
To kind of agree with you, actually, it's kind of what the Eagles did last year at receiver. We picked Speed Rieger over Jefferson, who was the overall package. So that could be something that does haunt them in the future. Actually, you're right. I'll definitely give you that.
So yeah,
but
that's my takeaway.
Well, with Green Bay, they're going through a lot right now, so it's kind of like they're not focused. They're not
But
as
it's
focused.
crazy because like they've historically been good at drafting players. They've been pretty good if you think about the guys they've been getting. And
Listen,
the last like 3 or 4 years, it's kind of
I don't know, man. They've drafted the reason. We'll get to Green Bay. We're gonna get to Green Bay because I Green Bay as an organization has stressed me out for a while. So we'll get to that.
So team predictions, assessing team predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Early predictions coming in. So
super early. You can call it a hot take or whatever you want to call it. We will go super early.
17 games this year. So
schedule release next week, by the way.
What are your division predictions? Like who's gonna win what?
So give me division.
Let's go south, AFC and North.
So we go AFC and North. So we'll start with the North, the Bucks, obviously. That's not even in super early. That's just
I'm not even if Drew Brees, I would say the Saints, but no Drew Brees, I'm saying
there's no way the Bucks. Listen, we're going super early. I got them in the Super Bowl already, but yeah, the Bucks definitely in the NFC. AFC South. You got Tennessee, you got Indy, you got Houston, not yet for Jacksonville. So we're between Indy and Tennessee, who tied last year at 11-5. So I'm basically picking between Ryan Tannehill and Carson Wentz. Man. I didn't like the Titans offseason. Give me Carson Wentz.
I like that too.
I got the Colts winning the South, AFC.
You know why I want them to win? Because I really like Kwity Paye's story, man.
Hey, go blue. Go. Hey, I was happy that listen, my friend Mike is a Colts fan, so I always rock with the Colts too.
It was dope to see. They did like a little segment on him on ESPN, his whole story, which is, it's every
for the that's how you
So, but it was just good. What I stuck out to me the most is like he paid homage to his mom the whole way.
Correct.
And then when he got up there on draft day and they asked him the question, he said, "My mom doesn't have to work anymore." And you don't ever see people say that. Like that's genuine.
I know. And Mother's Day is like coming up. That's beautiful. That's like a beautiful time to say stuff like that. So.
And he had the Black Panther suit, man. That shit was fucking dope, man. It was really dope. So I'm not mad.
Go blue.
Plus a big steal for them. But yeah, I think the Colts are gonna win that division. That's definitely set up. As long as your boy plays right there. If he fits the scheme that they're hoping.
Man, he's still my boy.
It's still your boy, bro.
I went to the mall a couple months ago, and this lady. This is when Eagles were thinking about getting rid of him. This lady, I went to Fanatics or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, you're an Eagles fan. They have a lot of Carson Wentz jerseys for sale." And I looked there. I'm like, "Ma'am, no, ma'am. That chapter is closed."
Yeah, we're in a different chapter now. All right, let's go east where our teams are in the North or AFC and NFC East.
All right, this is obviously this is personal for both of us.
Let's go NFC.
NFC first. Fly? No, the Cowboys. Damn, Cowboys. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm like, sometimes it's as simple as quarterback. a lot of teams are very similar in talent, but some of them just have the better quarterback, and that's what's gonna, the Bucks have the same talent they had the last couple of years. They swapped Tom Brady with James Winston with Tom Brady, boom, Super Bowl. So Dak is better than Jalen. He's better than whatever Washington's going to start week 1, and he's better than way better than Daniel Booby ass Jones. So, but even though the Giants have a lot of talent as well, I have them second place. I got Cowboys first place, Giants, and then Washington, then us. We get a top 5 pick, and then we good. So yeah, that's how I got it. And then AFC. So we got the Jets, Pats, Dolphins, and Bills. So it's between the Bills and the Dolphins. Wait, no, the Patriots and the Bills. It's between the Patriots and the Bills. Bill is on a redemption tour this year. I got the New England Patriots winning that division. He just watched his son win a championship at a different place. He's on a redemption tour this year. Cam gonna have his Wakanda Superman powers back. I got the Pats.
I got it similar to you two. I got Cowboys because I think they've addressed what they needed in the draft. They had defense. They got it what they need, and also now that the draft is done, they're going to start accessing the other parts with all the free agencies out there. They'll go get a DB that's on the free agency still, and they'll make those moves. But like you said, quarterback is definitely key, and having Dak there, having Dak happy, having Dak paid, not sitting there every day biting.
As long as he's healthy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming off of a major injury, so as long as he's healthy. I mean, not Dak. Alex Smith had a similar injury, but it wasn't as, Dak wasn't as severe. Yeah. So I think seeing that Alex Smith was even able to come back in the first place, I think Dak should be fine.
I agree. He'll be fine. I say Cowboys win that division. I have you guys going second, so I'm not.
No way. There's no. Listen, offensively we got better. Our defense still sucks.
We'll see.
Our defense still sucks.
In my division, we're dead last. I'm okay with that. I want a top 5 pick, and like you said, it's kind of like a Star Wars story in our division. Bill is seeing his kid do well, and now he's got the lightning glowing from his fingertip. He's got the monotone voice. He's waiting just to take over. So I think Bill's gonna leapfrog Buffalo and go back to winning that division. But there's 3 good solid teams there, in Miami, what they're putting together, the young talent that's there. Buffalo, we saw them what they did last year, and then you can never put the Patriots out.
Yeah, Miami is right there.
They're missing one thing, man.
I don't want to be the one that says it, but they're just missing if Aaron Rodgers was there instead of Tua, is that a ring or no?
You have to pull the trigger.
Wait, is that a championship or no?
It's damn near close, man.
Okay, I mean, I like Tua, but I mean, damn, Aaron Rodgers would make them a championship team. Tua makes them a third in the AFC East team. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying.
No, I feel you. I think like any team has to pull that trigger though. Like if you have even Las Vegas is entertaining. Like they love Carr, but like
Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that simple.
Let's go north. Let's go north. AFC, NFC.
Man, this one's actually very tough because the AFC North, that might have that, and maybe like the NFC West are probably the 2 top divisions. Because, in the AFC North, you got the Browns, you got the Ravens, you got the Steelers still. Mm-hmm. And I'm very high on Joe Burrow. So I don't think they're going to win the division, obviously. But I am very high on Joe Burrow. And he got his boy from Jamar Chase, who's obviously amazing. I think their defense got a little bit better. Overall, they're a pretty good team, but they'll obviously finish last. But they're not a pushover by any means. They're not a bad team. I told you the Browns won the draft and the offseason. I don't think the Browns have any weaknesses. As much as I love Lamar Jackson, their weapons don't scare me yet. And if he keeps having to do what he has to do, it's just not a good long-term plan. So they'll still, their defense and the running game will automatically have them win 10, 11 games anyway. but I think the Browns win 12 or 13. And then the Steelers, they obviously address what they needed to address, but Ben is still getting older, and I don't think last year he was throwing 50, 60 times a game, and he's coming off of an elbow injury. It was an elbow, right? I think something pretty sure it was his elbow on his throwing arm. I don't think he's gonna make it through the season personally. And if it's was Rudolph, is he still there? Whoever the backup is, if that's what they have to go, that's their backup plan. I just don't see the Steelers winning the division either. So I got the Browns first place, Ravens second, Steelers third, and then Bengals not playing bad, but just not good enough.
I feel you. All right, let's go NFC.
This one, I mean, there's no way to answer this question because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. I don't think he is. So, but I don't know a damn thing about Jordan Love either. So it's like, because remember, Aaron Rodgers was waiting for Brett Favre. So just Jordan Love has been waiting too. He might be that good. If he's not, but the Packers are built to win. So then you got Minnesota. They don't scare me, but they haven't done well in a while. Not in a while, but they haven't done it as well as they should when we beat them 38-7 in the playoffs. And then we got Justin Fields in Chicago. He's not ready to take them to that next level. He's good, but I don't think he's ready. I think maybe they're a year away from being the cream of the crop. So honestly, I have no idea. Vikings.
You just completely left Detroit out of that too.
Who?
Exactly.
They're like, all right, Detroit did pretty well in the draft as well, but hell no. they're not winning this damn division.
Saw that crazy head coach like dapping up everyone. They were so happy with that pick. But
well, you know what? All right. See, no. Because Jared Goff is not better than Matthew Stafford. So it's not like they improved. So never mind. No, definitely not Detroit.
All right. I'm gonna say
I'll probably say Vikings.
Okay. I'm gonna say AFC. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh wins it because they established the running game, and I'm high.
I know you love your boy, but Pittsburgh.
I'm telling you, man, there's something about Najee Harris that he's gonna.
Have you seen the Browns? Their defense is stacked.
Yeah,
OBJ's coming back. They got another speedster. They got Jarvis.
The Browns
and Njoku.
I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying, I'm sold on Pittsburgh and the moves they're making.
You're sold on Najee Harris. That's what you're sold on.
I'm sold on that defense too. They got some solid defensive players.
But you're more sold on Najee Harris than anybody.
How many times did they run the ball last year? They're gonna run the ball so much.
Devontae Smith's my favorite player. That's going to the draft. Najee Harris by far is your favorite player.
He is. I'm buying a Pittsburgh. I'm buying you a Devontae Smith jersey, and I'm buying myself a Najee Harris jersey. I'm gonna buy the criminal one too with the stripes too. And then in the NFC, if Rodgers stays, Green Bay wins it, but I don't think he's gonna be there either.
That's the thing. They say he said he's never coming back to that building again.
So I'm gonna say Chicago leapfrogs them because the defense is just too good, and we'll get the Red Rocket in the
with beginning. Who as a starting quarterback? Andy Dalton.
Red Rocket will start, but I bet he's on a very, very, very short leash. Just because Matt Nagy's on a short leash too, and they're gonna have to make a switch. I would say earlier than midseason, maybe 5 games in, we'll see Justin Fields take.
We want Justin. Want Justin. Yeah.
I want Justin. All right. Let's jump out west. AFC, NFC. Go with AFC first.
AFC?
Mm-hmm.
AFC. The Chiefs. Next.
Okay. NFC.
That's the other division. I think Arizona's very good. 49ers are very good. Seahawks, obviously, are very good. And then who's the other team?
I'm drawing a blank too.
God.
It's Rams.
Oh, damn. The Rams could very well win that division, actually. Yeah. That's my bad, Rams fans. Who won it last year? Seahawks.
Was it Seahawks? They went out first round. I think it was the Rams. No, the Rams are the wild card.
It was the Seahawks, yeah. I got the Rams winning it.
3 teams went from the West last year.
Yeah, 3. And Arizona could have very well been in there. And now they have a 7th team. All 4 could probably make it. I'm gonna go Rams though.
All right. So
I think this
AFC,
is good for Stafford, so I'm gonna go Rams.
I agree. AFC, it's got to be the Chiefs, but don't sleep on uh Las Vegas and the
Chargers.
Chargers. The
I'll
Chargers.
sleep on Las Vegas. I'm sleeping on Las Vegas, but I will not sleep on the Chargers.
The Chargers. I hate that they fired Anthony Lynn, but they're making like good moves, putting a
Chargers,
team.
yeah. But it's
Uh,
still Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going. They built him an offensive line. It's Patrick
and
Mahomes.
and just like keep a DB. Like quit getting rid of all these DBs that are really really good to draft another one. Like this.
Yeah.
Let's look at the factory I told you. Like we got rid of Hayward. We got rid of the other guy. Who's the other dude that they drafted like 2 years ago? Was supposed to be so good from Florida State. That's a safety that we have not seen play. Then they go get Asante Samuel. Like just draft Florida State then if that's what we're gonna do. But come on, man. But I'm intrigued by the Chargers. I hope they keep the momentum going. And then NFC. Apparently everything's good with Russ, so we know. If everything's good, I think the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks will win it, but I think it's just so hard for me because all those teams are so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the right system for Stafford because now he gets to play with good wide receivers again. You know, he had Galladay, but Galladay got all hurt last year, and I think that kind of hurt his, production and the way he wanted to play. So he has Robert Woods, who's probably the most underrated wide receiver in football.
Excellent.
And Kyler Murray, they're just giving him everything.
Excellent. This whole team, yeah. And they got JJ Watt now.
And AJ Green. It's an organization that I love to watch because they're catering to their star player, and that's good.
Damn. Arizona.
And San Francisco too. San Francisco has everything.
San Fran, they're a good team. They're all again, another team. Aaron Rodgers goes to San Francisco, they're back in the Super Bowl and they're winning it. Like if Garoppolo can take them there, Aaron Rodgers is taking them there to win. So there's no bad team that is the toughest. That's the division more so than AFC North. The NFC West is definitely tough because now that I'm sitting down thinking about it, Trey Lance isn't ready yet, so I can't pick the 49ers. And I don't think they're going to hold on to Garoppolo, then maybe. But Arizona, I picked the Rams, but Arizona, that one's scary, actually. They have Hopkins and AJ Green. They're going to re-sign Fitzgerald. They got Connor over from the Steelers. They're going to probably use him, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they still have Edmonds and Drake, both of them.
No, Drake went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, so they got Edmonds.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are right. They're right there. I'll stick to the Rams.
Okay. So, big name player wants out of Green Bay.
Who?
The MVP, reigning MVP.
Oh, Greg Jennings.
Yeah, Greg Jennings wants out. The greatest Madden play ever in Madden. Greg
Jennings. Sharper, the most hardest hitting safety in the league. Oh wait. I put the team on my back, though.
So Aaron wants out, and this just broke out of nowhere. Like it was like last Tuesday.
Well, it broke out of nowhere, but we've all known this since they lost that game. It's It's a beautiful mystery where I'll be next year.
No, that and the drafting of Jordan Love and no offensive players after that in the draft. So
they never draft offensive players in the first round, by the way. Skill positions.
No, that's true. Well, they took Lacey that 1 year. No, Lacey went second round. You're right.
Second round. And his fat ass.
He had an illness though. That's why that happened. So
that's why that happened.
Yeah, he had like some kind of illness where his metabolism wasn't like kicking in, and he would just gain weight. It was weird.
Bro, he's a running back.
I know, but that's crazy.
All you do is run.
Yeah, I know.
You don't need metabolism if you just run.
That's what I'm saying, man. But boy got big. So this relationship with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, it's kind of a slippery slope. Usually, they send their players, out to greener pastures when they're calling it quits, a la Brett Favre. We would think the same way with Aaron Rodgers, and we would hand the torch over to Jordan Love. But obviously, this guy just won MVP, and he's running with a full head of steam, ready to get back and go back to the NFC Championship again and hopefully try and take down who's ever there to go to the Super Bowl and get his second ring. Is this a relationship that you could see fixable in Green Bay? And if not, where's the possible landing spot you could see Aaron going to?
Fixable relationship. The relationship is not fixable. But look, remember, LeBron James got a letter from Dan Gilbert that cussed him everything about him. They say he was the most, soft and disloyal, whatever they said, and he still came back to win him a championship. I think the relationship is definitely broken. It's not fixable, but from what we're hearing, quote unquote, his demand is to fire the GM. They fire the GM, they keep Aaron Rodgers. So it comes down to who's more important to your organization right now, and a 37-year-old Aaron Rodgers or that GM and Jordan Love. So that's what it comes down to. So I'm gonna put the question in your court, and then I'll bring it back to me. If you are the president or whatever of the Green Bay Packers, right? Aaron Rodgers, 37. He just won the MVP, 48 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's 37. Tom Brady's 42, 43? All right, Aaron Rodgers, 37. He's had some injuries, though, recently. But he just won the MVP and took the team to the NFC title game at home. Unfortunately, they lost, right? Or I got this GM that Aaron Rodgers calls Jerry Krause from the Bulls. If you didn't see the Last Chance documentary, please, you'll understand why this quote is crazy. So his GM, and then Jordan Love, the guy that you spent a first-round draft pick on. What would you do?
So I don't think Aaron Rodgers has any beef with Jordan Love. I think that's just whatever they took. I think, he'll groom him to be the right player he needs to be.
No, he won't.
You don't think so?
What starting quarterback has ever tried to groom the backup? Joe Montana could not do it for Steve Young. That's why he took his talent to the Chiefs. Brett Favre was not going to do it for Aaron Rodgers. That's why he got to the Jets. And then
he did, though. He was there for 4 years. And
he was not trying to groom him. Aaron Rodgers just sat there and held the playbook.
What I'm saying is he held the playbook, watched what was going on, and then when it is time
to shine. But groom means you go out of your way to help the guy.
Right. That's poor wording on my behalf.
Remember Ben Roethlisberger, they asked him if he's gonna help Rudolph? He was like, why would I do that?
Fuck that, yeah. Okay, so all right, let's just throw Jordan Love out of it. I don't think he has any beef with Jordan Love because that was the pick. It is what it is. He's his clipboard holder, whatever. When it's his time, it's his time. He can learn from the way Rodgers plays, but Rodgers would give him whatever information he wants if he asks, whatever. I don't care. But if I'm the president and it's between Rodgers and the GM, one, we'll get to this in a second after I say what I say. I would get rid of the GM. I'm getting rid of the GM and I'm keeping Aaron Rodgers and I'm trying.
But what message is that sending?
That now that gets to my point now. Is it a selfish demand on behalf of Aaron Rodgers? Because it's kind of selfish to make some kind of crazy. Maybe that's not even the thing. Maybe he's just dangling a worm out there to see if they bite it. And if they bite it, like, wow, these guys will really do anything I say. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things that have led up to this. Obviously, the drafting of Jordan Love, obviously wanting to talk in contract extension, and then they wanted to put incentives or something in there, or like break down his contract shorter with more incentives in it. He wasn't for that. Mm-hmm. And he's continually gone out there and won the division numerous times when he's healthy. Won MVP, developed a lot of talent there that we're only going to see implode once a new guy comes in. It's not going to be the same type of thing. Yeah. So there's a whole lot of pluses that are there with you. But at what point do you go on with a newer, younger program? And are you ready to be losing? Because we obviously know the Packers are one of the greatest franchises in history, with stakeholders and now throughout the Green Bay area that own the team. Mm-hmm. So it would be bittersweet to see Aaron Rodgers ever leave. In my opinion, he's one of those players that's a lifer with that team. But we always see greats go take their talent somewhere else. We see Tom Brady do it.
That's what I was going to say.
Montana do it.
In the NFL with quarterbacks, how many lifers are there? John
Elway, Troy
Aikman, and Dan Marino.
Terry Bradshaw, Ben Roethlisberger is going to be one. Dan Marino. I mean, we have quite a few, but
okay. But then we have Tom Brady.
We have Peyton Manning,
the GOAT. Peyton Manning, another GOAT, and Joe Montana, another GOAT. 3 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That won Super Bowls he won. Montana won 4, but he was at the Chiefs and he got him to like an AFC title game.
But even to that extent, like most of the time, those programs still remain prolific. Like they lost Montana because they had Young.
Because they had Young, yeah.
They had more Super Bowls after that. not the Broncos, the Colts were looking really good with Luck, and then he just kept getting hit so hard. He was like, I'm gonna lose my life if I keep playing this game. So he called
Well,
it
yeah,
quits.
they could have very easily won a Super Bowl with Luck if he was healthy and
Mhm.
that stuff. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're absolutely right. So then it comes back to the Aaron Rodgers thing, right? Now, we've seen in history star players get their way. Magic Johnson, one of his head coach fired in 82, 83, and they did it. That's a head coach, not a GM. LeBron wanted David Blatt fired after that debacle with him, and he got Ty Lue. He wanted Ty Lue, he got Ty Lue. But these things do happen, right? If you're a star player, you should have the right to have a demand. But at the end of the day, the GM is above quote. I mean, he's above the team. He's above the coach and above the player. So the little guy he's not the little guy, but the guy on the team shouldn't be running the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the director of sales and then like a salesman, your top salesman. Your top
Yeah,
salesman, you're gonna listen to him and you're gonna take input from him
yeah.
and you're gonna go from there. But that's what I feel like they're not doing to Aaron Rodgers. Like he's getting them everything that they need, but they're not listening to any of his input.
And listen, Russell Wilson, just a couple months ago, we all thought he was about to get traded. I told you it could happen, right?
Mhm.
But apparently they finally started listening because he got serious about it. And now they're starting to give him what he wants. He got his offensive coordinator that he wanted. I think they drafted, to help the Seahawks how he wants them to be helped. So I think with this, I think the relationship is still broken. But if you're asking me, I'm firing the GM.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to though. Like if
sucks.
If Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the kind of guy that's like, you fired him, now I'm leaving too. Like I don't think he's that kind of guy.
That's what Carson Wentz did.
Yeah,
he said, "I want you to fire Doug Peterson." They fired Doug Peterson. Now I want out. I think Aaron Rodgers is out though. So to answer your original question, I think he's out because Aaron Rodgers, he had somebody leak it the day of the draft, just 2 hours before the draft started. Yeah. Hey, let them know I want to leave. Right?
It's a dick move, but whatever. It got leaked out.
They didn't tell him that they're going to draft a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
Traded up to get a team that's ready to win a Super Bowl. They traded up to get a quarterback, and they didn't tell him. So to me, it was a dick move, but it was the right move because I would have done the same. I'm petty. I'm super petty. I would have done the same thing.
So where do you see him landing?
See, that's the thing. The Broncos. I mean, I don't think they're going to trade him in the NFC. That'd be foolish of them to trade him in the NFC. So they're going to have to trade him to the AFC. And the teams that I've heard the Raiders, I've heard the Dolphins. I actually heard the Jets too. And then I heard, and then everyone's super high on the Broncos, right? Listen.
Oh man, you said the Jets. I got me tingling, man.
Because think about it. You guys were even linked to Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the Jets with the really good quarterback will fix a lot of those issues that you guys have.
Yeah, that doesn't fix. I mean, we'll get on that another time.
We'll get on that. But anyway, there's a reason why. There's a reason why you guys have been linked to all these great quarterbacks that are looking for a new home. So, and then Aaron Rodgers, but the Dolphins have capital that they can give up, and they have Tua. The Broncos, God, I mean that's a match made in heaven to me, and I think the West Coast as well for the Broncos or the Raiders would be good for him to go back west. I think he just wants to be back closer to home, and he got like a actress as a fiance, and she might want to be closer to LA or something. I don't know, but I don't think his future wife wants to live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. There's nothing to do in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So just like Sierra wants to move back to the East Coast for Russell Wilson, that's why he asked for a trade 4 years ago, and then he asked for a trade again earlier. So they're gonna just keep paying him to please don't leave. But so Green Bay, I think the Raiders or the Broncos. We want the Broncos because that team is loaded, but it might end up just being the Raiders because John Gruden, John Gruden got some cash he can front. Hey, look, if I don't got enough picks, I got 10 million a year. You can have a couple mil.
Exactly.
You have a couple mil.
So, so yeah, I like the Broncos for the fact that they have a young nucleus of an offense that's developing there that could be really, really good.
Really good.
And it's crazy insane. And if you have an old man at the helm, it'll be just like
Peyton
home
Manning.
Peyton Manning going there with Decker and Thomas and excelling with that. Bless you. Bless you
Thank
again.
Thank you.
And the Raiders would make sense too because we know John Gruden has a hard on for him.
He does.
And they're every year they're not sold on Derek Carr, no matter how good or how bad Derek Carr does. And then my sneaky pick would be the Saints. The Saints would also be, bless you again.
Because they're the NFC, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I get that. And if the Bears didn't land a quarterback, that would have been like, and it would probably be impossible to get it, but I guarantee you they would have broken.
No. And you know what happened? The Bears will call, and whoever picks up, they'll see the caller ID, the Chicago code, area code. Yeah, it's gonna reject that. We're just gonna block that number.
Yeah, but I mean, if the picks are good, like they'd pull the trigger, I'm sure. And if
Chicago,
teams,
way, absolutely not.
But when you have a team like that's pretty much good like Chicago, and all you're missing is the quarterback, everything. If we can easily,
so why they drop Justin Fields? What are they gonna do? Trade Justin Fields to Green Bay? They got Jordan Love over there.
I'm not in the draft room. I'm not trying to recreate draft day, but like you could easily be calling Green Bay and be like, "Hey, who do you want at this position?"
And as soon as you call, I'm dropping the phone. It's Chicago. I'm not trading with you.
That's the obvious thing. I get that, but if you dangle 3 first-round picks and some player, somebody might bite. There's an idiot born every day, and we think they're in Green Bay's front office. So
Green Bay is listen. I don't give a damn about anything else about this. Who are they traded to? The number one team, 1,000 times 5 million%, they will not trade to is Chicago Bears. That is like literally. That is like snitching on your homie. That is treason. That is that's everything. And we're talking about men. That's the lowest of the low as a man if you trade.
That's true. No,
Aaron Rodgers to the Chicago Bears. Brett Favre, they sent him to you, and Brett Favre said, "I'm gonna come right on back to the Vikings." Right? They didn't want that to happen, and that probably broke every Green Bay Packers fan. Probably broke all their hearts, right? If Aaron Rodgers played for the Bears, hell no, bro. Hell no,
man. But I mean, I'm just spitballing ideas. I don't think it would come to fruition. But all I'm saying is like organizations like that are geared to win, and a guy comes out like that, you throw everything you can at him as far as draft pick wise. And if you have to give up a free agent, not a free agent, a player that's of some kind of caliber that you can lose and draft later on, do it, man.
So pick a team. Who's he going to?
I told you.
Where's he staying?
I said Broncos. I said Raiders, and then
pick one team. I got the Raiders. Don't pick the Bears, because I'll stop this.
Not the Bears.
We'll shut down this podcast right now.
No, not the Bears. It's just a pipe dream of
the Bears.
It has to be Denver. Like Denver's the only logical choice, I would say.
That's the most, but see, that's the choice that makes the most sense to us.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah, there's some dickhead in his office right now. It's like, fuck it, I want to win. Like Matt Ryan, this guy, and we're sending you all this shit, and he's going to Atlanta. Like it could happen. We think every week. Like and then something happens next. We're like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos too. I changed my pick. Everything I said about the Raiders is right, but that's what we want to see. We want to see him with Jerry Jeudy. We want to see him with Hamler. We want to see him with Noah Fant.
I'd rather see him with the Saints, man. Imagine him and Michael Thomas. And
that would be dope too.
Same offense.
But the Saints, in a division that you have to compete with the Saints as Green Bay, hoping that Jordan Love can compete with the Saints. I don't see it, man. I don't see it.
All I'm saying is,
I'd like it too. It'd be cool to have Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers in the same division, like Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
And it's like a carbon copy of his offense, like Aaron Jones, Kamara. You have Michael Thomas, Devontae.
I think Kamara is a little bit more versatile than Aaron Jones, but still,
but still top 5 backs.
Yeah, of course.
But there's
Mike, and then a healthy Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams for sure. But then they both have the same issues. A bunch of nobodies after.
Exactly. But playmakers, fast playmakers. So
But
like,
the Broncos, Jerry Judy, Handler, Font,
yeah,
get some
there's a
good guys.
lot. There's a
Yeah,
lot of young
they got
talent
some
there.
stuff over there.
All right, let's switch
Cortland Sutton, don't sleep on him. He's coming back from injury.
Sutton, and then the running backs. They just
Yeah.
drafted homeboy, the dude from North Carolina.
Exactly, Javante.
And they have the dude from the Chargers.
No, yeah. This is Melvin Gordon.
Gordon, man. Like there's just a lot of talent there. So
Yeah, they got it.
All right, let's switch leagues. Let's go NBA talk now.
NBA jam.
Let's talk about these 2 point guards that are just putting on a crazy month of May.
Isn't it? Hey, are we blessed? Listen, we got. I grew up with Allen Iverson, my favorite player of all time, right? Call him a point guard, shooting guard, whatever, right? And I was like, I'm never gonna adore like a guard like Allen Iverson, right? But then you see Steph and you see Russell Westbrook, and it's like, wow, we are. I'm happy that we have these guys in our era right now.
Yeah, I know. We were like, I don't want to say clowning on it, but like talking down on them a little bit throughout the program as we go. We both love the players. Don't get it
twisted. Well, Russ is my like one of my favorite players of all time. So like I've never seen anybody play with more energy than him. And then Steph, I've had the utmost respect for Steph. Like I told you before, Steph is a rival. Okay, he's LeBron has gone up against Steph a few times, so I've never had anything personal about Steph. But I like to clown him.
And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like we've heavily critiqued them on the show. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, we brought him up a few times. Yeah.
So Steph, we thought wasn't going to be putting up Steph type numbers, playing the way he is, and we're just seeing this guy go out there and shoot out the gym. 3 guys on him and he shoots. There's a pick, guys right there, right behind it, and he sees it right in his face. He's making all types of crazy shots. And then Russell Westbrook, they said a stat yesterday. He could sit out the rest of the year and he would still average a triple-double.
For the fourth time?
For the 4th time. It's insane. And the Wizards are looking like they're going to be the team that's playing into the playoff game.
I would love it. I would love it so much.
I would love it too because it shows the hard work that the team put in.
Yeah.
We get to see the potentials of 2 really good players, the young core around it, and what Scott Brooks can bring to that program. If they get the right little more pieces there, they could probably be top 4 in the East if they get those couple pieces that they need.
Which I thought they would be. I mean, I thought Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook would be a beautiful relationship. So
it's not bad.
It's starting to look a little bit better now. But
yeah, it is. You're seeing them gel pretty good. It just sucks that it came later in the year as opposed to the beginning of the year when they were started off really, really cold.
Yeah.
So their careers, they're both MVPs. They've both been to finals. Obviously, Steph has won finals. Russ has gotten 1 taste of the finals. They both have very amazing careers so far. Played with great players, both of them. Both of them play with KD, the biggest snake in the world, in my opinion. With KD. But what's more impressive to you? The lights out shooting that Steph brings to the game and the kind of way he changed the game of basketball that we've talked about, or the continuous, and I feel like it's very underrated, the triple-double style of basketball that Russell Westbrook brings to the game. What do you see as more impressive in your eyes?
It's a tough question because one of them completely changed how the NBA is played in a matter of a couple years. Completely ruined the game by like. Well, he didn't ruin the game, but he just made it, it's just, I like defense. Ruin it.
He just made everybody want to draft a shooter thinking it's.
I mean, damn. Everybody want to shoot from half court, like I said before. Everybody would think it's normal to be like Steph Curry. It's not normal. He's an anomaly. Trae Young is trying. He's not Steph Curry.
There's only one guy that's close to it, and that's Dame, and I'll keep saying that.
Dame, but Dame is Dame. Dame is explosive. Like, Dame will do everything Steph does and then dunk on you. So this is a different thing. But you're right. You're absolutely right. So one did that. But we're talking. So they're both record breakers, right? Russell Westbrook is about to pass Oscar Robertson for the most triple doubles of all time, a record that people thought was untouchable. They said ain't nobody. I remember I used to listen to interviews back in the day. Well, man, the average of triple doubles, that'd be crazy. Ain't nobody ever gonna do that again, right? Russell West, that last time that happened was 1965 or something. It didn't happen again until Russell Westbrook has done it 4 times in the last 4 or 5 years. That is absurd. What he's doing is absurd. He's a 6'3" guard. This does not make any sense.
No.
Magic Johnson was great at triple doubles, right? But he's 6'9". LeBron, 6'8", 6'9". Russell Westbrook, you will never question his motor. You will never question his energy. You'll never question that he cares about basketball. Even with all the fashion stuff, I feel like 3-pointers and stuff, every decade we see somebody who's a better 3-point shooter and a better Reggie Miller. Larry Bird was the first. It was Reggie Miller. Then it was Ray Allen. Now it's Steph and Clay. But in 10 years, it's going to be somebody else doing the same thing that they're doing. So to me, it's impressive what Steph is doing, but it's going to be duplicated. I just know. I mean, that's just how it is. What Russ is doing is once in a generation type of thing. Oscar Robinson, him. Like it takes. He's in the 14th, 15th year of his NBA career. He's not slowing down. He's still getting triple doubles multiple times a year.
I agree. So LeBron when he left Miami evolved into a triple double machine, but like that's because he kind of had to put the team on his back to show him.
LeBron's always been a threat to get a triple double. That's but think about it. He's 6 foot. He's a point forward. He's 6'9", 6'8". He's like Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but he wasn't like doing that his first year in Cleveland or his first round in Cleveland. He wasn't doing that in Miami. But when he got to Cleveland, he saw that he was a better floor general all around to see everything and find. And
he averages 8 assists for a career. It's not like he's been doing this his whole life. His first ever playoff game in 2006 with Cleveland, he had a triple double, 32, 10 to 10 or something like that.
I'm saying that he became a better threat for a triple double his second go around in Cleveland is what I'm trying to say. He realized what his game potential.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because he slowed the game down.
In the beginning, it was more for scoring. When he went to Miami, it was the three-headed monster. We're all going to equally hold each other accountable for what we're going to do, and we're also going to have homeboy on the wing to hit that three when we need to do it to get into the finals. So we know that was that. When he went back to Cleveland, I'm pretty sure he told Dan Gilbert, "I'm doing it this way. If you want it, you're taking me, and I'll bring you that ship if you want it." So
imagine that phone call.
Yeah, exactly. I would have loved to have been the fly on the wall.
Fly on the wall.
But yeah, the whole Steph thing, what's more impressive, like you said, we're gonna get another shooter right behind it. It could be Devin Booker. Devin Booker could be the next Steph Curry in the next 5 years. We could easily see that.
Yeah.
It could be somebody else that we haven't even heard of.
We don't even know. Yeah.
They're grooming players to like you said, to do this. It's kind of like football. The running offensive quarterback, mobile quarterback is in. That's bad. It's like what's that movie? Zoolander, Magatu, or was that Hansel? He's so hot right now. Like that's the hot trend.
That's the hot thing.
So we're gonna run with the shooters. Every team always had a shooter. Like if you think about it, the Bulls, they had Paxton. We had when we were good with Carmelo and Amari, we had Steve Novak. Jason Capono with Miami. Like everybody had that shooter.
Kyle Korver.
Even when they got rid of Paxton, he retired. They had Judd Butchler that was just out there.
They had PJ. They had BJ Armstrong as well, who's a great 3-point shooter as well.
Yeah, but he was mostly the point
Steve
guard.
Kerr.
Steve Kerr. Yeah, these guys came off the bench, and you needed that 3-point shot. That was their thing. Now you're getting the hybrid role of that. You're seeing a guy who can shoot out the gym and can also play. And that's what they're only guys that can really do that, in my opinion, are Dame and Steph. And Steph is climbing up the record book, like you said. So we're gonna get another guy who's gonna eclipse, the shooting style that Steph is doing. We're gonna be like, wow, he's so good. We forgot all about Steph Curry. We forgot all about Ray Allen. We forgot all about Reggie Miller. Like Larry Bird doesn't even talk in the comments anymore. Larry Bird used to be on people's Mount Rushmore, and Larry's slowly falling off.
Say that again, because it's crazy. Larry Bird used to be.
I'm sorry, Townie Sports. I have so much respect for Larry Bird because he averaged a double-double. I didn't know he was a rebounding machine.
He was.
But Larry Bird is falling off of people's Mount Rushmores
because people forget. He used to be. When I was growing up. Yeah, Larry's like 4, 5, or 6. Now it's like Larry's like 7, 8, or 9. I'm like, damn, Larry.
He was in those McDonald's commercials, like "Be Like Mike," and at the end he was like, "I'm not going to sing." So that's impressive. It's an impressive streak, and I'm not taking anything away from Steph because he's just a nightmare to guard on the court. Because you can imagine the plays are like, just stick to him as close as you can. If he makes it, you're a great defensive player. Yeah. Don't let it make you feel bad. It's you're playing a Harlem Globetrotter. You're literally playing a Harlem Globetrotter out there. But like you said, breaking a triple-double record that he's about to eclipse Oscar Robertson, which no one thought could do. That's insane, man. It also shows you how much heart this guy puts into the field.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook, I say it every year. I think we say it every year that we love the guy. He's just probably never going to win a championship because he does way too much. And I've seen him call off some rebounds so he can get that rebound and get that little triple double. But taking away from him, the guy is everywhere.
It's one of those things in which, you know, I always wish I game 1, 2001 against the Los Angeles Lakers when we stepped over Tyronn Lue, I thought we were winning that damn series. And then I remember for a gentleman sweep, I cried game 5. I was like, I realized that was probably our last chance. And Russ, his last chance was probably against LeBron in 2011 when LeBron won his first championship. So
that's a monster team that Bron took down too. So.
Yeah, oh my God, they were favored. OKC was favored to win that series. So it's one of those things that I will be okay with. You know, like I really want him to win a championship to shut Stephen A. Smith up mainly because Stephen A. Smith be talking reckless about him. I don't understand.
I love Stephen A. Smith. He said bring him to New York though, and I was like, that's a good place for him to land. I think
that's where I thought he was gonna go. But I mean, Russ is such a good dude. He's charitable. He's like, you know, he's a family man. And to me, he's like ever win a ring, and I'm okay with that.
I'm okay too with it. And that would be the perfect transition part to our last segment. But I mean, run down. But no, like he's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because like off the court, he's super presentable. He loves giving his shoes out, sign, the charitable organization like LeBron did with the school. He's marketable. He loves fashion. He's definitely a fun guy with the handshakes and the dancing and all of that. But on the court, dude, that guy's a straight
laser focus. Man. That's that 90s,
laser
80s,
focus.
80s shit.
That shit. Yeah. He's in your face. And when he slips up, he looks dumb. Like the other night when he slipped up and fell on the court and had to get back. He looked dumb, but he still got, you know, down the court and made a play.
I love Russ, man. I always wish him the best. You know, I'm all good with Russ.
I do too. I used to not like him because the whole KD situation. I thought it was his fault. But then I learned to not like KD. I was like,
I was ever since that happened, I became extra Russ fan. I said, that's my dog, Russ. You got this.
The first year I was like, wait, KD left the team he almost beat to join the team or left the team he almost won to beat the team that beat him.
This is all facts.
This shit don't add up. I ran the
make sense.
Shit don't add up. Yeah. So you're gonna go with Russ in this situation, this scenario.
He's not duplicated. Like I know Luka's coming for him, but Luka is just a better overall player. He's gonna finish as a better overall player.
I also think that these guys are like, well, not now with Russ's scenario because he has obviously Bradley Beal, but they're in a scenario where they have to do it all.
Like, and Luka's eventually like Kristaps is not the answer. Obviously, we know that now. Like he's too unhealthy. His knees is gonna be messed up in the playoffs again. So. And Luka's this great, and they're a 7th seed right now, so 6th seed, whatever they are. So, but as far as Russ, what he does, I don't know, man. It's tough. What he does night in, night out, the energy that he plays with, the ferocity. It's more. It's just
20 and 20 last night.
Right.
That's rebounds and assists.
Not even points. Like Draymond Green has weird stats like that. He has 0 points with 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and like 10 steals, right? But this dude gets 24 rebounds and 20. He's 6'3". He's not LeBron James size and build.
So let's go to my background. Let's talk about these boys real quick.
All right, I'll take the floor, bro. I'm gonna just this is get on your what's that thing called? The something box. Soapbox.
Yeah. So these boys, man, listen. You made me a believer. I am a believer. Everything that I've asked from you, you've done and more. So this is my public apology once again. And thank you so much for making me, as Townie Sports says, eat crow. I will eat crow all day, man. So these boys in the last 13 games, they are 12 of 13. 12 of 13. I don't give a shit who you say, well, they didn't play anybody good worth of shit. I don't give a fuck who you say.
It's still hard.
12 of 13 games on a 9-game win streak, lose one to the Suns that they almost beat, except for that Chris Paul dagger, and keep the momentum going. That's hard to do. That's very hard to do. All right. That's an impressive thing. And I don't give a shit if you're a Celtics fan. I'm sorry, Philly fans, especially you. I know you're not in the salty pool like some are, but you have to respect it. Don't give me that They
Oh,
beat buddy shit.
listen, I tell my cousin this all the time because he's a Knicks diehard Knicks fan. I tell him all the time, I'm like, bro, the NBA is so much better with y'all being good.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
much better.
First winning season since 2013, man. It feels so good to have it, man. Like it's good. We just signed some European dude today that's supposed to be big time. Even though the Nets did the same thing, I feel like that was a power move. They took some American guy that was overseas, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna sign this hype of a guy." So we're like, "Hold on, hold on. We'll actually get a real European from Europe because we always got that one European on the team."
Yep.
So I'm happy with it, man. And Julius Randle is balling, man.
My
I'm
boy
so
Orange
happy.
Julius, bro. Shout out to the Kentucky Wildcats. Always
Gotta,
producing them.
but you gotta put him in the MVP candidate as well. Like even if he doesn't win it, he's got to be a name in there. He's got to.
Maybe we're doing a 10-man vote for sure.
I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
right now, if you look at the East, like who are the three guys that stick out to you the most right now? Like Julius has to be up there. He's
Embiid, Giannis.
Embiid, Giannis.
Yo, you see what Giannis has done to Brooklyn in the last 2 times he played them?
But Brooklyn isn't Brooklyn. Like we haven't seen Brooklyn. We've seen Brooklyn as
Bro,
Brooklyn.
it's KD versus Giannis, and they still got Kyrie. Okay, most teams in the NBA right now have a big two. Okay, Giannis is killing them.
It was impressive. I'm not taking away from him, so I could throw Giannis in there. But who?
And Embiid.
That's two.
So yeah, I mean, yeah,
Julius,
you can put a 3.
bro,
You can put a 3. No. You can put a 3. You can put a 3.
I'm not saying he's gonna win it.
But would you put him over Russ?
I would just for the fact that where the Knicks are sitting, where Russ is sitting. Russ is beginning to the season. This guy's been doing it all year, and I'm no critic, but I wasn't a believer in it, and I'm happy my mind is swayed. Like I have the Julius Randle jersey coming in, and I can't wait, man. I cannot wait for it.
I gotta get this Devontae Smith jersey.
I'll get you one. Don't worry. I'll be my gift to you, man, for episode. But yo, like I'm so happy with them. You know, just make the playoffs, which they did, and keep the steam going. Like I'm so happy for them.
Y'all might get like Atlanta in the first round. I like your chances there.
I'd be okay with that. I wouldn't be mad at it. And even we've taken the cake from Atlanta in the series too. I think it's 2-1.
Yeah, I don't think Atlanta's ready. I think y'all are a lot more ready. I was a huge RJ. I thought RJ Barrett was going to be a better player than Zion Williamson. I mean, I'm a very big RJ Barrett fan. I like Tracy McGrady was like one of my favorite players, and I see a lot of RJ. I see some RJ Barrett like hitting his frame and everything like that.
You got that lazy eye too.
That lazy eye is the lazy eye. I'm like, I like RJ Barrett. He seems cold like Tracy, but and then defensively he's better too. So yeah,
he's good defensively. He's the best high school player coming out into college, which caught my attention when we got him.
Yep.
He played well at Duke. It's just
Steve Nash is his godfather.
Yeah, so he's chopping up with him a lot.
Exactly.
I just don't need that fucker putting in his ear like, you look good in black and white. Come on, Brooklyn.
It's gonna happen. Hey, beware if y'all don't figure it out in the next couple of years. But y'all might get Zion to reunite with his teammates. So
I don't want that. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. He did make that questionable comment, but
bro,
I do know that right now New York is appealing, and there's a lot of rumblings that a big star could be coming.
But see, now think about, you see what happens when you play well. Now you get a KD or a Kyrie coming over.
The only big star I would want would be Russ, because I feel like Russ would fit the mold.
I wouldn't want Russ. Listen, you need to get like this. There's a certain kind of play. Like Russ will make y'all fun to watch again, but that's a second round exit, right? So I feel like if y'all got like not a LeBron, obviously he's old, but LeBron, but I don't know, it's like a Giannis. That's a championship easily. Like easily with RJ Barrett and some shooters, that's a championship. So I don't know.
I need them to sign Randle. I need them to keep Randle, and I need small people around him, because like the big guys are there, and we just need shooters. We need more shooters.
Yo, if y'all had Chris Paul, I'll pick y'all to win the East.
Oh, God. Chris Paul.
I'll pick y'all to win the East.
Chris Paul is everybody in HR who they want to hire on the spot.
Exactly. Like, this is what you model your employee after is Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is so charming. Yeah. I'll take Cliff Paul too. I'll take them both.
Take them both.
Take anyone. All right. So did my little hype on the Knicks. I just had to give them a shout out because they're making me so happy, and I can't wait for these jerseys to come.
Hey, I got nothing to say. Y'all gonna have to play Philly in the second round. We're gonna beat y'all in 6, but
I'm
I
okay
got
with it.
nothing to say.
As long as what I said comes to fruition. Keep going with the full head of steam, which they've done. Make the playoffs, and they're doing that. And then 2 first-round picks next year. Draft well.
Hey, you got. Hey, shout out to Worldwide West. That's what happened, and that's why y'all gonna get a big star.
Draft well, and get a guy who can benefit your team. We should do a segment on that one day. We should say who are best free agents to land in New York. That would be a good one. Because now we're intriguing. We can do that.
I'll get my Clutch Sports on the phone because
call them boys up.
They hit me up for representations. I'm just saying.
Now let's give some quick predictions of the last 2 weeks of the season going in. So we got the play-ins coming in. Who do you think the 4 teams out east and out west are going to be in the play-in? And if any shakeups in division too, like anything that the normal person wouldn't think could happen, because some team leapfrog another team.
All right. So in the East, the team is fighting for right now. So it's 7 through 10, right? So the Celtics are in 7th, the Hornets are in 8th, the Pacers are in 9th, the Wizards are in 10th. I mean, yeah, those 4 teams.
You don't think Chicago could go in there or team?
Chicago, hell no. The Raptors, hell no. It's those 4 teams for sure.
Who's the 6th?
I think the Heat will definitely get that 6th seed or the 5th seed or the 4th seed. So I think the Hawks, the Knicks, and the Heat are safe between 4 and 6. And I think 7. Well, the Celtics could rise into there. So that could be tricky. But the Celtics have been dealing with some injuries. So yeah, the Celtics, the Hornets, the Pacers, and the Wizards. So basically it'd be Celtics versus Wizards and Hornets versus Pacers. So if I have to predict the last 2 teams, I got Celtics and Russell Westbrook dragging them to that AC.
I got the same thing too, man. I would say the same exact thing. All right, what's it looking like out west?
Out in the West Coast, man, it's scary because
it is scary.
LeBron could very well be LeBron James in the play.
I told you, man. I told you. He's like, fucking, let's do it. Let's just.
Hurt. Hey, he's hurt, bro.
Yeah, he don't look.
Yes, good. This same feeling I had when he tore his groin. I was like, he ain't coming back. He ain't coming back right the rest of the year. He tried to come back. He ain't coming back right for the rest of the year, which is annoying, man. Like I'm trying to get this 6. We trying to get 5 into 6 with my boy Bronny, but. I got the Lakers being one of the playing teams, man. Unfortunately, they got the next 2 games is the Clippers, and then Phoenix or Portland or something like that. And then they got Phoenix or Portland. They have the next 3 games are Phoenix, Portland, and the Clippers. If I'm not mistaken. That does not look good. That does not look good. They lost to the Kings. They got blown out by the Raptors. They did well against the Nuggets, but that's not sustainable because they played like it was an NBA Finals game. And it was 93 to 89. That's not sustainable. So I got the Lakers falling to like one of those, probably like a 7 seed. So then I got the Blazers leapfrogging the Lakers. So they will be the Lakers, Warriors, and then you got the Grizzlies and the Spurs right now. I don't think the Pelicans are going to be good enough to hop into that 10th. So I'm going to let Greg Popovich get them at least to a play-in situation. Where I think it would be like the Lakers versus the Spurs or the Grizzlies, and they would clean the floor with the Grizzlies or the Spurs. and then I got to go with Steph Curry as my other guy. So I got the 7 seed would be like the Lakers and the 8 seed would be the Warriors because I don't think John Morant's going to be able to deal with Steph Curry. So I got the Lakers 7 seed, and then having to play the Jazz in the first round, which would be 5-game sweep, and then that's a gentleman's sweep, by the way. And then the Warriors would have to play the Suns, which would be a fun series. Steph versus Devin Booker and Chris Paul and them.
Yeah, so I think the Lakers will avoid the play-in. I think it's going to be Portland, Golden State, Memphis, and I think San Antonio keep it too, and they'll stay there. So I think Portland and Golden State are going to come out reigning on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got the same 8 teams. Just 6 seed would be you have the 6 seed being probably the Lakers, and then 7 seed being Portland. I have that swap. That's all.
Yeah, that's same. Great minds think alike, man.
Yeah,
they think alike on a lot of stuff. So, all right. So let's wrap up the show. We usually do our famous segment where you go to college.
Not lately, but I got him. I tricked him last week.
I got some good ones though.
Sneaky Pete.
I got Rodney Rodgers. He didn't think I was going to get that.
Hey, I like Rodney. He was good. He was what 95
draft.
Yeah,
I think 94.
90. I mean that's your era. You know, I thought he's a first round pick your era. Rodney Rodgers was a good player, so yeah.
He was. All right, so we've been kind of straying away from that sometimes, even though KK hit me with a subtle surprise. So today we decided to pick our
we do
top
lists
10.
now.
Yeah, we do lists. So this is our top 10 list of players across all sports platforms to never win a championship. Great talent, shows it in their resume, shows it in everything they did on the court, the field, off the court field, whatever you want to call it, but couldn't get over the hump. So you want me to go first or you want to go first?
You definitely go first. Save me for last.
I always go first. All right, so I try to put them in an order, and this is the best I could come up with in all of this. So number one on my list is Dan Marino. You want me? Should I start from? I already start from the top.
Just give me the whole list in order.
So one I put Dan Marino because if you look at his numbers, it's like almost untouchable. All of his records that could have been broken that have been broken now. He's got a street named after him. He took Miami all over the place, and he was just a great quarterback there. MVP, you name it, all of that stuff. My number two is the mound round of rebound, man. Charles Barkley is definitely one of those guys. He got to play Jordan. He won numerous MVPs. I think he won 2 MVPs. And
not just the one.
He just won one?
Yeah.
Just winning an MVP alone is
94. 94.
So I put Charles Barkley there. My number three, I don't think a lot of people would think this. I never got to see this guy play. Our parents probably got to see him play. Is Ernie Banks for the Cubs. He's got 2 MVPs. He's known as Mr. Cub. He's like a 13-time or 11-time All-Star. Just could never get it done.
He played with the cursed team, so
yeah, he played with the cursed Cubs. But rest in peace. He died like a couple years back, but phenomenal talent, man. My number 4 is Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr., if he didn't ever get hurt, would possibly be the greatest baseball player ever. If it wasn't for those injuries, man. 5, I got your favorite player, man, Allen Iverson. You got to put him there. Okay. You got to put Allen Iverson there. He needs to be on that list. 6, there should be an asterisk next to it because he got a huge fucking head now. But if he never took the juice, he'd probably be maybe the next greatest baseball player ever is Barry Bonds.
Yep.
He went there. He couldn't win it. But Barry Bonds was definitely a freak athlete. Never won a World Series, went to the World Series, but never won. Number 7 is another one people probably won't think. Elgin Baylor.
I thought about him too.
Elgin Baylor is another one with all those crazy teams he played with, the Jerry West, the Wilt Chamberlains. Never won.
That's why Jerry West is 1-9 in the finals.
Exactly. 8, I got to show love to my boy here, man. Carmelo Anthony, who just went to number 10 on the scoring list of all time, man. Carmelo never gets the respect that he needs. He made a very heartfelt speech in that locker room, even though they lost. And he's definitely the guy who deserves to be on anybody's list. Number 9, I got the hitting machine, Tony Gwynn. If you look at that guy's list or his list of accomplishments, I think he's a lifetime 340 hitter. He went to the World Series. He got lost to the Yankees. It sucks, but great player. Rest in peace as well. And then my number 10, I had to fight for this one, man. There was 2 guys I wanted here. I had to go football, though. I'm going Randy Moss, man. I had to put Randy Moss on.
Randy!
And just hooked onto his ankle, Karl Malone is my other guy.
Yeah. All right. So I got my list is a little crazy. All right.
Okay. All good.
So I'm just going to list them off to you, okay? I tried to do an order, but my heart changed too many times. So it was hard to do a real order. But I did start my list with Dan Marino, though.
Okay.
Dan Marino, for everything that you said, way ahead of his time.
Isn't that like the typical one to fall on anyways? It's like the Dan Marino. Like,
yeah.
You don't want
to
end up
the
like
Dan Marino of the NBA.
Exactly.
Dan Marino, it blows my mind that he doesn't have a championship, but he was way ahead of his time. Okay. Then after this, it's not really in order, but the last one, I'll tell you the last one for a reason. Number 2, I put Barry Bonds.
Okay.
He's an all-time leader in home runs. Come on. with or without steroids. This dude is a Hall of Famer. I don't give a damn.
Mhm.
He did things I've never seen before. He's part of the reason why I even started to watch baseball in the first place. So
My dad made a good point yesterday. He said your hand-eye coordination to hit the ball is amazing at that. Just because
yeah,
you're taking steroids, it just makes you hit it a little bit harder.
you hit a little bit harder, but damn, everything you hit everything though. That's just I mean that's everything else. Yeah.
Even the year he broke the record, like look at his walks there. Nobody wanted to pitch to him. He was
Yeah.
even sitting up there and
No,
waiting
it
for
was so embarrassing to watch. I'm like, damn, I want to see him hit it in this damn lake, in this damn river over there, where these kayakers are chasing after the ball. Number 3, I put the greatest running back of all time, Barry Sanders. Listen, if I consider you the greatest of something, if I consider you the greatest of all time at anything, then you have to be on this list. So to me, he's the greatest running back of all time. Never won a ring. I had to put him there. Then I put Allen Iverson, my favorite basketball player of all time. If Allen Iverson was 6'4", he probably had 5 rings. But you know, his fate was 5'11" and chained with shoes on, and he did all. He look at everything he did at that. I mean, what short guys winning NBA scoring titles multiple times, MVP. You know, he all NBA a few times. So that's my guy. I'm gonna put him on the list. Next, I got Ken Griffey Jr. as well. To me, he's also on that level of man. He's the greatest. He could be the greatest of all time, right?
Mhm.
So I got Ken Griff, and then it got the rest of my list got a little funky. Okay, I got Randy Moss because I think he's the greatest receiver of all time, over Jerry Rice. So I'm gotta go with Randy. If I think you're the greatest receiver and the greatest running back, you don't have a ring. Okay. How many am I? That's like a 7 or 8.
You're at 7.
Then it got a little funky. Okay, so I put John Stockton and Karl Malone together
Okay, that's
as
fine.
one because
Please tell me you put Jim Kelly on your list.
no.
You should put / Jim Kelly there too, because he went to 3 Super Bowls.
4. He went to 4 Super Bowls. Damn. You know what? I'm not gonna put him. No, that's his. You can't lose 4 Super Bowls. Okay. Damn.
What, they lose 3 to Jordan, right?
Dude, they lost 2. They lost 2, and it was Jordan. The Bills were getting beat by different teams. At least they're losing to Jordan. Like, come on. So I have to group them together. One is was he second all time in scoring, and the other is first all time in assist. I mean, damn. Yeah, that speaks for something. So I got those two kind of grouped together, right? That's what, 8. Then my 9th, I had two guys grouped together because they're like friends. Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony. To me, Chris Paul is the top 5 point guard of all. I've never seen a leader at point guard like that ever in my life. I think people will kill me for it. I don't care. I think he's better than John Stockton, but that's just me.
I'm just
I would just leave it right there. I think he's better than John Stockton. So, and then Melo, he just got 10th all time in scoring, and he's probably going to keep going and going. It's probably like get the Dirk number.
Pretty much a year out of basketball too. Pretty much
with the year out of basketball. Without that, he probably already passed being around where Dirk is at right now. Or it's not even maybe not Dirk, but
it's just good to see that analytics bullshit doesn't work.
Exactly. If a boy can hoop, your boy can hoop. So I love Carmelo Anthony, like since Syracuse when that freshman won that championship. When he got drafted, I was a heavy Melo fan as well. So Chris Paul and Melo, I got them together. I did think about putting Elgin Baylor in there, but I didn't. Now my 10th, it's premature. Okay. But I got Mike Trout. I think Mike Trout might end up being the greatest baseball player of all time.
I like that.
For whatever weird reason, I feel like he's going to be one of those ones that doesn't win a ring. Just one of those weird things that he's not going to end up being a Yankee anytime soon. He's never going to be a Dodger or a Red Sox.
10 years, man. It ain't happening.
And I'm like, the Angels, I don't know. So I got Mike Trout just I'm just thinking ahead right now, Mike Trout.
That's a good list. I like that list a lot, man. I'm not mad with that at all.
I had to link some people together.
I didn't put Barry Sanders on it only because he had a short career and he just like called it quits out of nowhere. But
he's still top 5 in every rushing category.
He's still deserving. Deserving. Don't get me wrong. There's so many of them. If we go like Eric Dickerson's on there too.
Yeah.
Who else is on there? I didn't put Karl Malone or John Stockton. Like you said, second in points, first in assists. So
you gotta look up. As John Stockton's assist record would not be touched. I'm telling you right now, that's an untouchable one to me.
It's not. It's definitely not. But yeah, man, that's the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're doing this on Cinco de Mayo, so tomorrow will be the 6th.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. May the 4th be with y'all. What else is coming up?
If you guys, Mother's Day we didn't do a Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. If you're going out tonight, be safe, be smart, don't do anything stupid. I'll give you the rundown though. Twitter @fair_weather_pod, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, the Fair Weather Podcast. Where you can find us there, and wherever you subscribe to podcasts, you can listen to us there. You be safe because you're out there drinking in these streets.
Listen. I just want to say, shout out to the New York Knicks and shout out to Devontae Smith. We are happy fans today, guys. On the Fair Weather Happy Fan podcast. We're the Fair Weather Happy fans.
I'm okay with that.
Peace.